With 48 million Americans experiencing some degree of hearing loss, it is common for people to lose connection to family, friends, success, and joy. In fact, hearing loss has been directly connected to depression, isolation, and even suicide.
A simple solution are hearing aids, but they can be costly, preventing many who cannot afford them from getting a pair and risking mental decline. But we have good news to share. A local doctor and nonprofit are out to combat this problem, being heard around the country. Here's George with more.
Today we're with Dr. Hodes from Silver State Hearing and Balance. So doctor, I understand you have a foundation going for some folks who can't quite afford some of the services you provide.
That's true. We work with a foundation called the Starkey Here Now program. It's based out of Minneapolis. Starkey is a manufacturer of hearing aids, and what they do is they help to provide hearing aids for people that can't quite afford it or their insurance doesn't cover.
Sure.
What happens is they come into the office, we do a pre-evaluation, we do a standard hearing evaluation, and then we discuss amplification or amplification options. If they can't afford it at that time, then we give them an application and then they submit it themselves to Starkey, and then it comes back to us. And then what we decide to do at that point, providing their approval, is we waive all of the normal fees that we would typically charge. One of the most important things that we have is our ability to hear and our ability to understand. Hearing oftentimes connects us with people. It is our mode of communication, and we don't want that taken away from anybody.
Do you find the difficulty in getting people to even want to get hearing aids?
There's a big stigma around hearing aids, and it starts from when hearing aids were relatively new in the 50s and
Sure.
60s. That stigma we find is starting to go away. People are starting to get their hearing checked earlier and earlier and getting hearing aids earlier and earlier. You start to notice hearing loss typically. You maybe say, well, maybe I'm not hearing as well as I once did, probably in your 40s or 50s. And right around then is when people start to typically look at it.
And then the foundation helps financially take care of some of those financial burdens that these people will have.
That is true. The foundation we work with quite a bit. Very, very beneficial for patients. We find that when you have hearing loss, it's very socially isolating. Okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
Typically, when you have hearing loss, you don't really understand what's being said, and so you tend to recluse yourself. You back away from social situations, you might miss the joke, you might not be able to conversate as well, and so you tend to stay away. What we're also finding is that hearing loss is also a precursor to dementia. People with hearing loss typically will develop dementia at a faster rate.
Well, there's a reason right there to take care of yourself and get your hearing checked out. Dr. Hodes, thank you so much. It's been great for the information. For more information, head to agingandawesome.com.